What is not illegal but it is completely evil? Using children as pawns in a divorce. Sigh. I'm not going to go into too many details. But my ex does this on a regular basis, scheduling activities during my parenting time, not being there and not replying for hours when I go pick up my kids, etc. I sued for consistently interfering with my parenting schedule, and all she got was a slap on the wrist. I'm sure if I withheld the kids from her, I'd have the National Guard at my door in 5 minutes. The fake X buttons on mobile game ads. Also, those ads that look like they're an interactive gameplay demo, but as soon as you try you get sent to the Play Store App Store. 6-figure salary politicians becoming millionaires in a 4-year term. Even worse is becoming millionaires after the term. Revolving door: if you support certain bills we will hire you with a 7-figure salary when you leave office. Companies who schedule employees just under the minimum work hours per week to keep them classified as part-time employees, specifically so they do not need to offer them health benefits. Making a paid subscription to 3 seconds to activate and 10 hidden extra steps to cancel. I run a subscription box business and this is exactly why so many people are hesitant to sign up. That's why I try to make it super easy to cancel. Even at the end of each email I have a footer that says please reply to this email if you would like to cancel or skip. Makes my own job easier too because I don't have to deal with complaints. I don't know why other companies make it so shady. Exploiting your kids on whatever social media platform for personal gain. Edit. Wow, I didn't think this would have blown up like it did. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks this. Thank you all for my first awards. Or the more old school version of this. Child beauty competitions. Pharmaceutical price gouging. Leveraging people's lives against their livelihoods because they have no other choice. Just big pharma in general lol. Taking a dump in a urinal. Then you got to get the Hardly Boys to figure out who did it. Firing someone right before their full pension applies after years and years of hard work and dedication to a company, just to save some $sign on the payout. Yep. Happened to my dad recently. Evil F. Blaming front-end employees for corporate policies that the employee has nothing to do with. Oh yes. I worked at a movie theater all through college. And I can't tell you how many times I was honest to goodness yelled for concession prices. Yes. Your friendly neighborhood 20-year-old paying my way through school, personally set this price especially for you because I wanted you specifically to pay a lot of money for a popcorn, Twizzlers, and a Coke. You beacon of society. You. Not treating a child's injury due to religious beliefs. Jehovah's Witness and the no blood thing. Take the life-saving blood, you crazy cult followers. Buying the company that makes EP pens then increasing the price 750%. Those things cost $20 to $30 to make. They simply cannot justify the $300 to $600 price tag. Having a child because you feel lonely, think it will save the relationship, or because you want to shape them into a little mini you, and then don't actually parent them or care about them at all. Those Instagram pranksters that will do anything to get just a little attention. How do you feel about glitterbombing porch pirates? Firing people from work for being legitimately too sick to come in for a few days. I have a chronic illness and in my old job I was off sick a lot and even had to leave work urgently to go to hospital. When I came back my boss basically told me that a potential blood clot in my lungs wasn't a good enough reason for me to leave work early to be rushed to hospital and that they were sick of me putting everything else before my job, including caring for my sick mother for 2 weeks BTW, and threatened to fire me. Giving samples of baby formula to poor Africans that are just enough to last until the mother's breast milk production stops. Fucknessel. Hospital parking fees. Especially in the year-end cancer parking lots. You're not there for fun. It should at least be free. That thing when you repair something just enough so that the next person to use that thing thinks they broke it. I believe French workers for the car company Citroën did this during World War II when the Germans took over France. They purposely built trucks with missing pieces and parts as a part of resistance to the Germans. If I get sick I must call ahead by 6 hours and show a doctor's note, but my shift starts at 6 o'clock. My boss shows up at 10 o'clock and the hospital doesn't open till 8 o'clock. Furthermore, I can be fired for no reason and with no notice, but I can't quit on the spot unless I damage my record. Fuck employers. To get that to change, Go into work sick, wait until boss shows up. Go to his office and throw up on him. If he asks why did you do that, tell him you couldn't call ahead in time so you had to come in. MLMs like Amway. It works. Herbalife. Lularoe. Don't forget Primerica. Almost fell for that shit years ago. You can get these spy novelty pens at write in ink and the message disappears after a couple of hours. You need a light to read it afterwards. I always wanted to lend this pen to that person who always has to borrow one before an exam. Oh, that is evil. For-profit prisons. For-profit prison for juveniles. Giving young people with no life experience crippling loans. Payday lenders. Edit. Thanks, kind Redditors, for the awards. Insane prices of college textbooks. Can we just make the blanket statement that all college is absurdly overpriced? I called for a transcript and they charged me $14 for them to print it out. Paying your employees so little they have to go on welfare so that the taxpayers foot your staffing costs while you personally make more money than God. And X200B. Edit. This one really resonated with y'all, lol. The Waltons took that personally. Pharmaceutical commercials on TV. It is illegal in Europe. Asking for people to support your projects on GoFundMe or Patreon or whatever and then leaving your supporters in the dark for however many fucking months as to how progress is going. I successfully hit a funding goal for a film I wrote and produced. The director pocketed all of the Kickstarter funds and all of our footage on hard drives and absolutely ghosted the whole cast, crew, and all of our contributors. 'Tis a special kind of evil. Child marriage in the US, and the evil is the parents who sign away their child to a pedophile. This is a thing. Having to go into debt for healthcare. Bank overdraft fees. You're broke. Now the bank adds on $35. Agreed. You overdraw your account by mistake. It happens. Then the bank responds by charging you more of what they know you don't have any of. Then it gets worse when they tack on added fees for every day your account is negative. Sometimes, by the time your next paycheck hits, you can already kiss half of it goodbye due to those overdraft fees on top of what you already need to pay for. Fucking insane how one single misstep can lead to financial hardship. And paid internships. IDK if these still exist in some places, but according to my mother, as a nursing student she worked an internship as part of the course. Except she paid them. WTF. A necessary part of the course and straight up work for the hospital. And she paid? Bun versus Winer package unit counts. Manipulate a partner to stay in any way, shape or form. People who play victim. Edit. Thank you for the award. But I just think that money could do better for other things. Regardless. Thank you. I believe it's important that everybody gets validated and knows that any type of manipulation is abusive. People who talk at the theater. They are going to a very special level of hell. What if I spoke once as a 14-year-old? Asking for money on a game targeted at children. Not taking back the shopping trolley to the booth when you were done shopping, but chose to leave it in the parking for someone else to fix while you drive away, having saved 1 minute of your ego life. Tipped minimum wage. Puppy mills. Just prosecute the people that run them, and give the puppies medical care and attention and help them mentally. Edit. Hey, vegans. Stop trying to turn me anti-farm. Convicted rapists getting custody of the children produced from that rape. To add on to this, rape victims being forced to pay child support for the children conceived from the rape. Private equity firms buying up land and houses to rent out as a business. Like seriously, that shit should be illegal. Buying stocks as the Speaker of the House or as any Congress member. Pranking the elderly for money. Why prank when you can just chill and talk, learn, maybe even hear a nice story? This is actually illegal. Found this online. Elder financial abuse or exploitation is the illegal or improper use of an elderly person's assets. This can include manipulation of a senior's bank accounts, real property, or other financial interests, pressuring a senior to sign documents, identity theft, and phone or email scams. Gerrymandering. Paparazzi and the lack of care for people's privacy. The exorbitant cost of medications. Factory farming. Whether you're vegan or not, factory farming is gross and dangerous. Buying all the exclusives at a con. and then getting on the app for the con to sell those items at scalper prices. Went to SW Celebration in Chicago. Dudes bought the max possible exclusive figures in the Star Wars shop. We're talking like $18 for TPM anniversary figs. Then turn and sell it for hundreds the same day. I called them out and they said, it's not illegal, and I was like, I never said that. It just makes you an asshole. Hoas. The fact that insulin is cheap to make, but expensive to get. Civil asset forfeiture. Basically a cop can stop you, search you, find $500 in your pocket, declare that you were probably going to use that money to buy drugs, and take the money without charging you for anything. And good luck getting it back. Legal. And definitely evil. Technically, they take it on the claim you got it from criminal activities. But then the burden of proof is inexplicably on you to explain why you have said cash. But definitely evil. Bidding $1 more than the last person on The Price is Right. Taking a used condom. Inseminating yourself and putting the father on child support. Just put hot sauce on it afterwards. Worked for Drake. Scalping is on my list as well nowadays. Lobbyists. Using the court system to force you to pay $1,276 per month in child support when you only gross $2,500 per month, meaning I work more than full time to bring home $300 every 2 weeks. Personally, I think restricting women's rights to get voluntary hysterectomies qualifies. Reading some of the reasons women have been denied hysterectomies makes my blood boil. Your husband might change his mind. What if you get a divorce and your next husband wants kids? I know a pregnancy would be extremely high risk for you, but you survived the first one and may want a sibling for your child. It's honestly disgusting how much power women don't have over their own bodies. Civil forfeiture. It's basically legalized theft that more often than not targets those who can least afford to fight it when levied against them. Civil asset forfeiture is literally legal highway robbery. Cops being allowed to investigate themselves. DAS making the call on whether or not to prosecute the same cops that they work with every day and need to bring them evidence. People who have no business having kids. Buying an item with historic significance and straight up destroying them. It is your property, meaning you have the full rights to do so. But damn if that isn't a disservice to humanity. MLMS. Family vlogs and child beauty pageants. Catfishing. Honestly, pervasive advertising. I agree. I have to watch a fucking ad when I pump my gas. Every store is blasting advertisements on their sound system. I'm already purchasing your products. Just let me pump my gas in peace. Student loan advisors pressuring kids to go into insane debt at 18-19 years old. Getting on an airplane knowing you have COVID. I don't think that is legal. Letting a child die of a treatable illness for the parent's religious beliefs, aka religious child sacrifice. Removing the YouTube dislike count. Tipping culture in America. Pay your employees the minimum wage, damn it. Not paying your employees a living wage. Bullying. Not physical assault, but the insults and harassment children face from peers, and often adults. At best, it creates determination to achieve something. But more often than not it leads to depression and rage. Hidden fees. Or convoluted pricing to confuse customers. Norton has introduced its own crypto and takes 15% of your mined Ethereum compared to competitors' 2-3%. Flair Airline lists their cost without telling you that picking a seat costs extra. Small box at bottom to not pick your seat. Carry-ons cost extra. I believe on the phone browser you can't even opt out of paying for carry-on. And the list goes on to quickly balloon the price. Skinning animals alive for their fur. If you are rich enough, instead of losing a court case, you can drag it out long enough for the other party to give up. Repossessing medical equipment from people. Abandoning pets. Creating a porn folder on someone's desktop. Taking a screenshot and setting it as their background. Then delete said folder. Shareholder supremacy. Child beauty pageants. Hoarding billions of dollars while paying your employees slightly above minimum wage. Owning and controlling water rights in regions where clean drinking water is a luxury. Mandatory overtime. The minimum wage in the US. artificially inflating the price of insulin.